Whoa, hi guys. Have you ever wondered how your body works like a giant cell? Well, today we're gonna meet the organs that keep you alive and see how they compare to cell organelles. So let's go, guys.
Hello everybody, this is Carson speaking. Today we're going to be learning about organelles. This is by Carson. This is Carson speaking, if you didn't already know that. I'm Carson. Though, the nucleus is the brain of the cell. It contains instructions called DNA/RNA which store information for the cell to use. It is similar in function to the brain, which is contained in your body, which contains neurons which store information for you to use. Here's the brain, pictured right here. The nucleolus is similar in looks to the nucleus and is found within the nucleus. That is why it has a similar name to the nucleus. Nucleolus. The nucleolus transcribes RNA in a symbol of ribosomes. These ribosomes are used in protein synthesis. We'll get to that in the next slide. And it is similar in function to the bone marrow organ, which humans have, and other similar organisms have, which generates blood for the body, which does very vital things. Nope. And here's an artist's rendition of the nucleolus. See, here we have the nucleus. And here we have the nucleolus. The nucleolus is making stuff. And this stuff is ribosomes, which is used here. This is the rough endoplasmic reticulum. It is ribosomes on its surface. These little dotty things here, these are the ribosomes. It produces proteins required for the rest of the cell to function. That's what these ribosomes do, they produce the proteins. And it is similar in function to the muscles in the human body. They can be called the workhorse of the cell, not the powerhouse. The rough endoplasmic reticulum can be called the workhorse of the cell. And produces proteins which are essential for cellular processes throughout the body. And lastly, but not leastly, we have the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Now, it is similar in structure, very similar in structure to the rough endoplasmic reticulum. You can actually imagine it perfectly as just a rough endoplasmic reticulum without the ribosomes. It does not have ribosomes, it does not make proteins. The function varies based on what type of cell it is within. So in some cells it can make hormones, on other cells it can make steroids, and does all kinds of things. It's a wild card organelle. It produces various hormones and signals for the cell that vary based on what type of cell it is. And it is similar in function to the liver in the human body, which produces many different hormones and undergoes many different types of processes that are vital for the body. Okay, this is the end. Congrats. Thank you for staying awake. Have a good day.
The plasma membrane of the cell keeps the insides of the cell inside, the outsides of the cell out, and is selectively permeable, only allowing certain things across. It is a lot like skin, which keeps the insides of your body inside, the outsides out, and is selectively permeable, allowing you to do things like sweat. Centrioles are tube-shaped organelles that organize the shape and structure of the cytoskeleton and subsequently the placement of other organelles, which is a lot like your tendons, which organize the shape and structure of your skeleton and subsequently the placement of your organs. The Golgi apparatus is a series of folded tube-like pouches that prepares nutrients like lipids and proteins to be sent off to other organelles in the cell. This is a lot like your intestines, which is a series of folded tubes that digests and breaks down food that we eat and extracts nutrients and sends it off to other parts of your body like your organs and your blood. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. It uses chemical reactions to break down sugars like glucose and turn it into adenosine triphosphate, also known as ATP. It's a lot like your stomach. It uses chemical reactions in your stomach acid to break down food that you eat and turn it into energy, which we use to do things like move.
Today we're going to be seeing how the human body is analogous to how the cell functions. So we're going to start with the epidermis. What is the epidermis? The epidermis is going to be your third outer layer in your skin, which is responsible for absorbing the sun and producing vitamin D. This process is pretty key to helping the human body function. If this isn't done right, this could lead to death. Well, what is analogous to this process? Well, in plant cells, you'll find an organelle called chloroplast. This is responsible for absorbing the sun and converting it to energy, which is another key component to helping this cell function. At the end of the day, both of these are going to be very, very, very important to their respective parts by absorbing the sun, and that is why they're analogous. Because if this can't absorb the sun properly, then the plant will die. Well, what is up next? Well, you got the kidney. What does the kidney do? It's responsible for filtering and getting rid of waste. That is very, very, very layman, simple terms to put it, but that is essentially what it does. And if you don't have the kidney, or both of your kidneys functioning right, then yeah, that's not going to be very good. Well, what is this analogous to? Well, the animal cell has vacuoles. These vacuoles are going to be functioning in the way of handling waste products, just like the kidney, but only animal cells. After all, we are animals. Yeah, if you don't have both of these functioning, then you might be in a world of hurting. Well, what is up next? We've got the stomach acid, or, the more technical term, the hydrochloric acid. It's essentially the thing that breaks down the food and all the digestive enzymes to split up the proteins so that you can get all the goody nutrients that you need for your body. What is analogous to this in the cell, though? There's the lysosome. It's a membrane-bound cell organelle that contains digestive enzymes and performs various functions within them. Both of them has enzymes that perform different functions to help the body or help the cell or the body function. And it's because of these enzymes that helps that. That is why both of these are being analogous to one another. But there's one more thing I want to show you guys. Come with me into the in-person reality and not over this Google slideshow. And I'll show you something else. Yo, it's me, in the flesh. Do you know who is not in the flesh, though? This 4-year-old child that I picked up off the street. Don't worry, he's not dead. I just, delicately removed his skeleton, and now he's on the floor like a piece of jello. Do you know why he's on the floor like a piece of jello? Because he has no structure. That is what the human skeleton provides. It provides structure so that we're not on the ground like jello. You know what else provides structure? The cytoskeleton. Just like the skeleton, the cytoskeleton also provides structure for the cell so that it doesn't fold in and destroy itself and collapse. That is why the cytoskeleton is just like this 4-year-old child that I need to get back to his parents.
But mitochondria, powerhouse, no.